The morning sun crept through the cafe window, casting soft light on the cracked leather of a booth seat where Ethan Cole sat, staring into a half-empty cup of coffee. His hands were rough, stained with engine grease, evidence of the long hours he spent at the auto shop just to keep the lights on at home. His shirt was wrinkled, his eyes tired, but not from work. From life. Across the small town, Ethan was known as the quiet single dad, the one who always rushed to school pickups and skipped lunch breaks to make it on time. His little girl, Mia, was everything to him. 5 years old, bright-eyed, and full of dreams. The kind of child who asked questions like, "Daddy, why do the stars only come out when it's dark?" And he'd smile and say, "Because some things shine brightest when it's hard to see. But even stars need rest," and Ethan hadn't had any in years. That morning, Mia had begged him for a hot chocolate before school, and though he couldn't really afford cafe prices, he gave in. He just wanted her to smile. As he stirred the sugar into her tiny cup, he noticed movement by the counter, elegant, graceful. A woman in a white business suit, her presence commanding but gentle. People moved aside as if she carried her own kind of light. Ethan glanced once, then froze. It couldn't be. Lila Dawson, his first love, his, forever, from a lifetime ago. Back then, they were just two dreamers, he, a mechanic's apprentice, she, an art student with paint on her sleeves and hope in her heart. They planned to run away together, build a simple life filled with laughter. But life had other plans. Her parents sent her overseas for studies, promising she'd return. But she never did. Letters stopped. Calls faded. Ethan waited. For years. Now, she stood there, elegant, confident, and utterly unreachable. Mia tugged on his sleeve. "Daddy, are you okay?" He blinked, swallowing hard. "Why yeah, honey. Just thought I saw someone I knew." But it wasn't just someone. It was the ghost of the life he'd lost. When Lila turned, their eyes met, and time folded in on itself. The same warm brown eyes, the same soft smile that used to make him forget the world. For a second, neither moved. Then Lila walked toward him, her heels clicking softly against the floor. "Ethan," her voice trembled, "is it really you?" He stood awkwardly, wiping his hands on his jeans. "Yeah, it's me. Been a while." Her gaze dropped to Mia, who was curiously drawing hearts with chocolate foam on the table. "And this little one, Mia," Ethan said gently, smiling down. "My daughter." Something flickered in Lila's eyes, pain, maybe regret. "She's beautiful. Gets that from her mom," he said softly. "She's not around anymore." Lila's lips parted slightly. "Oh, Ethan, I'm so sorry." They sat for a while, catching up between awkward silences. Lila spoke about her life, how she had built her company from scratch, became CEO of a global design firm, and returned to open a new branch in her hometown. Ethan nodded politely, though each success she mentioned made the hole in his chest grow deeper. She had everything: wealth, success, purpose, while he struggled to keep food on the table. Yet, there was no jealousy. Just distance. Like they were two stories that started together but ended on different shelves. When they stood to leave, Lila said gently, "Ethan, can I see you again?" He hesitated. "Lila, we come from two different worlds now. You've got a life, a future. I just fix cars." But she looked at him the way she once did, like he was worth more than gold. "That's the thing," she said quietly. "I never wanted the world, Ethan. I just wanted you." He didn't have time to respond before Mia tugged his hand. "Daddy, are we late for school?" He smiled weakly. "Yeah, pumpkin, let's go." Days passed. Ethan didn't expect to see her again. But fate had its own plans. One evening, as he was locking up the garage, a sleek black car pulled up. Lila stepped out, holding a folder. "I'm sorry for showing up unannounced," she said, "but I have a proposal." He crossed his arms. "A business one," she smiled faintly. "Kind of." Inside the folder was a contract, an offer to be the head mechanic for her company's transport division, triple his current salary, full benefits, and tuition coverage for Mia's schooling. Ethan was speechless. "Lila, I can't accept this out of pity." "Pity?" Her eyes glistened. "Ethan, this isn't charity. It's gratitude. You once believed in me when I had nothing. Let me return that kindness." That night, after putting Mia to bed, Ethan sat alone, staring at the contract. He remembered the nights he and Lila used to dream under the stars, how they swore to lift each other up, no matter how life went. Maybe this was fate giving them both another chance. He signed it. Weeks later, Ethan found himself working in a pristine garage, his name on the door, a steady income, and laughter returning to his home. Mia loved her new school, and every Friday, Lila would stop by to inspect the cars, but mostly to bring them homemade cookies. One evening, while walking Lila to her car, Ethan noticed she hesitated. "Lila," she turned, eyes glistening. "Ethan, can I tell you something?" He nodded. She took a deep breath. "When I left years ago, I didn't stop loving you. Life got in the way. But seeing you again reminded me what real love feels like." He was silent for a long time, the night air heavy with memories and unspoken feelings. Then, softly, he said, "Maybe life brought you back to finish what we started." Lila smiled, tears finally falling. "I hope so." Months passed, and love quietly bloomed again, stronger, wiser, and more beautiful than before. Mia adored Lila, calling her Auntie Lily, and the laughter that had once left Ethan's life filled his home again. One evening, as they all sat watching the sunset, Mia whispered, "Daddy, are we a family now?" Ethan looked at Lila, their hands intertwined, and smiled through misty eyes. "Yeah, sweetheart," he said softly. "We finally are." Sparkle's moral: sometimes life separates souls only to bring them back stronger. Love doesn't fade with time, it simply waits for the right moment to return.